What's up, everyone? It's the Emerald Enthusiast, back with another Green Lantern collectible review. This time, I'll be looking at the DC Direct Green Lantern Series 4 figure of Red Lantern Guy Gardner. The figure comes in card and bubble packaging, with the bubble in the shape of the Green Lantern Corps symbol. There's also the Green Lantern Corps symbol sculpted into the front of the bubble. On the back, we see the other figures that are available in this wave, as well as the upcoming wave, including the Guy Gardner, and I also have a review of that figure here on my channel. The figure is visible through the front of the bubble, with the accessory positioned off to the side, and the peg base positioned behind the figure. The figure comes with this Red Lantern Corps symbol peg base, and I am a huge fan of these peg bases. They really enhance the figure's appearance. And then we get this red construct chainsaw. It is possible to get this into the figure's hands, and I'll talk more about that later in the video. I wish that the handle could move, but that is not the case. Also, these chain teeth have some sharp edges, so be careful when handling this accessory. Enraged by the death of Kyle Rayner in Green Lantern Corps Volume 2, Issue number 43, Guy Gardner's anger led to him becoming a Red Lantern. This 2011 figure is clad in a metallic red and black uniform with a menacing head sculpt. The sculpting and paint on this figure are both outstanding. The metallic red paint on the pants and the jacket really makes this figure's appearance pop. The high-collared jacket and the pants have wrinkles sculpted in for a more realistic appearance, and the tops of the boots are sculpted as well. The intricate sculpting and precise paint applications are both showcased on this Red Lantern Corps symbol on the jacket. If you hold one of these figures, it's possible to feel the edges of this symbol. Unfortunately, both the green and red rings on this figure were not produced well. They are simply painted lumps, which stand in stark contrast to the expert sculpting on the rest of the figure. The skin on this figure's face could have used a little more paint detail, but the furious expression and the paint around the mouth do an effective job of conveying the unbridled anger of Guy Gardner as a Red Lantern. Guy created a construct chainsaw in Green Lantern Corps number 44, and that is represented by this accessory. Unfortunately, putting both hands on the accessory causes some pressure in the arm joints. So I would certainly caution collectors about putting their figure in this type of pose and leaving it long term. The figure's articulation is very limited. There are no ankle joints. We get single pin knees that can be worked into this angle. However, I would caution people about putting too much pressure on the joints of an old DC Direct figure. So it's possible to get this figure into a decent ring-slinging pose. And it's possible to do a running pose, but not a very dynamic one. The figure can kick forward about this far. Again, I would caution anyone against trying to force the joints. There's movement at the waist, and I certainly appreciate that. There's rotation at the wrists, as you can see demonstrated here. And there are single pin elbows that can be moved into this angle, but they go no further due to the sculpting of the jacket. Speaking of the jacket, they only allow for the arms to be moved out from the torso this much. So that's a little disappointing, although the arms can be moved 360 degrees at the shoulder joints. And there is bicep swiveling to help collectors get the figure into a more dynamic ring-slinging pose. Unfortunately, the collar on the jacket restricts the movement of the head. There's a small degree of movement up and down and side to side, but trying to move the head any further results in pressure on the neck joint. Overall, this figure is best suited for a simple pose. Here is the figure next to the McFarlane DC Multiverse Platinum Edition Red Lantern Guy Gardner figure. The DC Direct figure is slightly smaller at roughly 6 3/4 inches. I would say that the Direct figure has the edge in terms of paint application and sculpting, although the McFarlane figure has a much greater range of articulation. That figure comes with a red power battery. I certainly prefer the red Lantern Corps symbol peg base to the DC logo peg base. The McFarlane figure also comes with interchangeable faces and interchangeable hands. If you would like to see those, I'll put a link in the description below of my review of the McFarlane figure. When I look at these figures side by side, I definitely prefer the proportions of the DC Direct figure. The jacket looks really bulky on the McFarlane figure in comparison, and I certainly prefer the metallic red paint that was used on the DC Direct figure. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and check out some of my other Green Lantern collectible reviews. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Guy Gardner content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.